what they considered unlawful dismissal from office without due process. Mr. Speaker, the summary of their petition is well written here, and the prayers that they seek your intervention in this respect to ensure that they have fair hearing and fair trial and be restated. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I seek your leave to lay this petition. Thank you, sir.
Please go ahead. Any more petitions? All petitions are referred to the Committee on Public Petitions for further legislative action. Honorable colleagues, we have received some motions from our honorable colleagues, which they consider as very urgent and very important for your consideration. And it will be my pleasure and privilege to invite Honorable Dr. Midala Usman Balami, Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Communication, and member representing Askira Uba, Hawaii Federal Constituency of Borno State, to kickstart the presentation of these motions. Honorable Midala, is he around?
Yes, sir. Mr. Speaker,
yep.
Honorable colleagues, I still remain Honorable Dr. Midala Usman Balami. I represent the good and dynamic people of Askira Uba Hawul Federal Constituency. I rise this morning to move a motion of matter of urgent public importance, a motion to stop the incessant killings in Askira Uba Hawul Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, the House notes that with grave concern, the persistent
Honorable Midala, you have not sought the permission of the House to vote on whether the motion is urgent and important. We have two legs. Unless they vote the two, you will be at no liberty to present the motion.
Thank you.
So we have to move for the consideration of the House to approve that you can take this motion now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleague, portions to Order 5, Rule 5, portions to Order 8, Rule 5 of the Standing Rule of the House of Representatives, I want to move a motion of motion of urgent public importance. The motion is stop the incessant killing in Askira Uba Hawul Federal Constituency, and I consider these motions as urgent and public to be here. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
The first leg of the motion, Honorable Talba, if you can second.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Engineer Bukar Talba, member representing Martin Mongono Ganze from Borno State. I'm here stand to second the motion moved by my colleague that this matter is urgent for public consideration to consider. I move the motion.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Second leg of the motion. Honorable Mashi.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My dear respected honorable colleagues, my name is Salis Yusuf Majigiri, representing Mashi to the Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Katsina State. I rise to second the motion, ably moved by Honorable Medala. The second leg of the motion, that the matter be heard as important matter to be taken today. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
You so second?
I so second, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable Midala, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, honorable colleagues. The motion is to stop the incessant killings in Askira Uba Hawul Federal Constituency. The House notes with grave concern the persistent and escalating attacks on communities within Askira Uba Hawul Federal Constituency, particularly in Musa Ward, Leho, Pupagu, Kwajafa, Harang Village, and many other communities, too numerous to mention. Also note with deep concern the recent adoption of about 20 persons along Brote Damatru Road last week, including women and children, leaving families and loved ones in distress and uncertainty. Further note that these attacks have resulted in tragic loss of life, displacement of families, and destructions of homes, farmlands, and livelihood. Worried that the continued violence has created fear, disrupted socio-economic activities, and undermined peace and stability of the constituency. Further worried that despite effort, responses for relevant security agencies have not been sufficient to prevent reoccurrence. Commends the effort of His Excellency Professor Babagana Umara Zulum, Executive Governor of Borno State, for his consistent leadership in strengthening local vigilantes and supporting security operation, while noting the need for a stronger federal interventions. Acknowledge the constitutional responsibility of the government to safeguard the lives and properties of citizens, and resolve to call on the federal government to urgently deploy adequate military and paramilitary response to Musa Ward, Lehu, Pupaku, where about 11 people were killed yesterday, and this has been a very serious concern, most especially in our constituency, Kwajafa village and other affected communities across Borno State, to ensure safe rescue of the adopted persons and reunite them with their families. Call on the Chief of Defense Staff and other security agencies to intensify surveillance and establish permanent security outposts in the affected areas. Mandate the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and relevant bodies to provide immediate relief and humanitarian assistance to the victims. Also, observe a 1-minute silence in honor of those who lost their life yesterday in Pubaku village and in Musa Ward, Lehu, and Mayolande villages and other affected communities. Mr. Speaker, at this junction, I want to plead and say the number of the people we are mentioning here are numbers with names and are our brothers and our sisters. Yesterday, 11 people were killed and it has continued. I pledge before this House that we should strengthen the response and ask the federal government to help. In conclusion, the House stands in with solidarity of the people of Askira Uba Federal Constituency and call for a decisive action to restore peace and security. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Chair, Public Procurement. Can you second, please?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Idem Unyime, member representing Ukanafun, Rowanam Federal Constituency of Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as being moved by my colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Defense, National Emergency and Disaster Preparedness for further legislative action. Honorable colleagues, please shall we rise for a minute silence. Our children up, please can you stand up? May their soul rest in peace. Honorable colleagues, the next petition is coming from Honorable Barrister Jesse Okejoy, member representing Oshodi/Isolo Federal Constituency 2 of Lagos State. Honorable Jesse, please can you rise and move your motion?
Thank you, distinguished Speaker, esteemed colleagues. My name is Barrister Jesse Okejo Onakalos. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I represent the Nigerians, especially the habit of Lagos, Oshodi Solo. Mr. Speaker, I therefore crave the indulgence of this House to seek to present this matter of urgent public importance, relying on Order 8 Rule 5, that the rules be suspended and never move this motion, titled Urgent Need and Compelling Need for us to expedite legislative action to correct a long-standing gender imbalance in our political landscape. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I therefore seek your indulgence to move this motion. Thank you.
Any seconder to the first leg? Honorable Larry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and respected colleagues. Ari Mohammed Abdul Mumin Shatim and Nasrallah Chairman, House Committee on Traditional Institutions. I rise to second a motion heavily moved by a colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Second leg of the motion. Yes, Honorable.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. My name is Ngozi Okulde. I represent Aniocha Oshimili Federal Constituency. I'm from Delta State. I rise to second the motion that the motion ably moved by my colleague is urgent enough to be heard. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, distinguished colleagues, for this indulgence. The House knows that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria guarantees the right to freedom from discrimination and affirms the right of every citizen to participate in the governance of the country. The House also knows that women constitute nearly half of the Nigerian population and continue to make significant contribution to the national development across social, economic, political space. Further note that the great concern that despite the numerical strength and contribution of women remain grossly underrepresented in elective and appointed positions across the 3 tiers of governance in Nigeria, which represents less than 5% of elective officers. The House observed that this persistent underrepresentation constitutes a fundamental democratic deficiency, depriving governance of structure of diversity, inclusivity, and balanced policy formulation. The House, however, the proposed special seat for women seek to introduce constitutionally backed affirmative action to boost representation through the creation of additional seats for women in the National Assembly and State Assembly as a temporary corrective mechanism. The House recognized that similar models have been successfully implemented in countries such as Kenya, South Africa, Uganda, and Burundi. The House further notes that Nigeria is a signatory to international framework such as Convention for Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women and Maputo Protocol, as well as regional commitment under ECOWAS Gender Policy and African Union Agenda 2063, of all which advocate affirmative actions to enhance women participation in government. The House concerned that failure to take deliberate legislative action, as being happening here, will to address gender imbalance in political representation, undermine Nigeria's democratic credibility and weaken institutional legitimacy and limit socio-economic development outcomes. The House concerned that increased women representation in governance lead to improved outcomes in healthcare, education, and social welfare and economic growth, therefore strengthening national cohesion and sustainable development. The House therefore resolved to urge the House to accord accelerated legislative priority to the special seat for women bill as a matter of urgent public importance. The House also called on members to demonstrate patriotism and statement by supporting this bill to secure the constitutional requirement of 2/3 majority in the various legislative outfit. The House therefore resolved to call the House to demonstrate equal commitment in preparing expedite concurrence upon the passage bill by National Assembly in line with the constitutional requirement. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, the House resolved to promote equity, justice, and inclusive governance as a fundamental pillars of Nigerian democracy. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I hereby move create your indulgence to accord this is necessary requirement. Thank you, sir.
Any seconder to this motion? Honorable Zok.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Gabriel Saleh Zok, member representing Kachia Kagerko Federal Constituency. I rise to move that the motion that was raised by my colleague, I second the motion, Mr. Speaker. I so move.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Women Affairs and Constitution Review for further legislative action. The last but not the least is a motion coming from Honorable Saleh Gabriel Zok, member representing Kachia Kagarko Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. If Honorable Zok is around, please can you rise and move your motion?
Thank you once again, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Gabriel Saleh Zok, member representing the good, the bad, and the ugly people of Kachia Kagerko Federal Constituency. I rise to move a motion on the urgent move on the rising of wave of killing, mass kidnapping, and persistent security challenge in Kachia Kagerko Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to the first leg of the motion? Is it Shetima? Down.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yusuf Gure Baraje, representing Boso Paikoro Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from the Power State, Niger State. I rise this early morning to second the motion that we moved by my colleague, Honorable Zog. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Second leg of the motion. Honorable Mohammed Gwale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I am Garba Ibrahim Muhammad. I represent Gwale, Federal Constituency from Kano State. I rise to second the second leg of the motion, as raised by my honorable colleague, and I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable Gabriel, please proceed.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I will still read the heading of the motion on the rising wave of killing, mass kidnapping, and persistent security challenge in Kachia Kagerko Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. This House note, with grave concern and alarming increase of killing, mass kidnapping, and violent attack across Kachia Kagerko Federal Constituency of Kaduna State, which have intensified between late 2025 and April 2026. Aware that within this set period, communities across the constituency have witnessed the killing of over 20 to 30 persons in coordinated attack across affected communities, which witnessed the mass adoption of over 260 to 200 persons between 2025 and April 2026 alone. The kidnapping of over 180 residents in January, which include mass adoption of worshippers in nearby communities. The adoption of 32 persons in Kagerko Kutaho axis in a single night raid in February 2026. Repeatedly, person in Kagerko, repeated attack in Kwatul Ward, Kachia local government, include the killing of 4 members of a family in a single incident and several mass adoptions. Further note, with deep sorrow, the most recent attack of Kahir community in Kagerko local government area, which occurred on the 29 March 2026, resulting in killing of 13 persons, the adoption of about 30 residents, and leaving no fewer than 10 others severely wounded. Further observed that several villages in Kachia and Kagarko, including Kachia Town, Kwatru Ward, Aribi Ward, Kateri Axis, Kurmin, Kare, Ida, Jere, Ruzei, Doka, Bishini, Ankwa, Awong, Kutoho, and Kahir have remained under constant threat of banditry and terror attack in many cases. Bandits operate 4 hours without immediate security response, leading to a high casualty figure and successful mass adoption with ransom demands placed on victim, family, and communities mostly still remain unpaid till date. Disturbed that entire community are being displaced, with some villages nearly disastered due to fear of repeated attack. Alarming and economic activities have been severely disrupted, worsening food insecurity and poverty in constituency. The apparent constraint in intelligence gathering, inadequate security presence, and delayed response time have emboldened criminal element existing within the Gurara Dam axis. Concerned that despite effort by security agencies, including rescue of operation and arrest, the frequency scale of coordination of this attack indicate that current measures remain insufficient to address the crisis. Recognize the physiological trauma, humanitarian crisis, and breakdown of social order inflicted on affected community, with women, children, and elderly being the most vulnerable. Worried that if urgent and decisive intervention is not undertaken, the situation may further escalate into a full-scale humanitarian and security disaster in the constituency. That the Honorable House should resolve, I'm urging the Honorable House to resolve, urge the federal government and all the security agencies to immediately deploy additional security personnel and resources to the affected area to address the security concern in Kachia Kagerko Federal Constituency. Mandate the Committee on National Security and Intelligence Defense Policy, Affairs and Army to conduct assessment on the security situation in Kachia Kagerko Federal Constituency and report back within 2 weeks. Call on the Kaduna State government, which the governor has been doing his own best, to strengthen collaboration with
Chief Whip,
local vigilante group, traditional rulers, and community leaders for intelligence gathering and early warning system. Request the establishment of more forward operation-based FOBs and rapid response unit in strategic location within the constituency to data and respond swiftly to security threat. Last but not least, Mr. Speaker, urge the National Emergency Agency, NEMA, to provide relief and rehabilitation support to affected communities. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Prince Hakeem Adeniyi Adeyemi. I represent the good people of Afijo, Atiba, Oyo East, Oyo West from Oyo State. Mr. Speaker, I write to support, to second the motion ably moved by my colleagues. I so second.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fine, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Emergency Preparedness and Disaster Management, Defense, Police, and National Security and Intelligence for further legislative action. Honorable members, the business of the day is presentation of 12 reports of the Committee on Public Petition, standing in the name of Honorable Laori Komati. Honorable Laori is invited to present the reports.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. My name is Kwamoti Bitrus Laori. I speak for the people of Jamsa Numan Lamude Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I do move that the House do receive the reports of the Committee on Public Petitions. The first report is petition by Wisdom and Grace. The second report is a petition by Bash Ali. The third report is from a petition by Eagles Tail Synergy Limited. The fourth report is a petition by Akinwale Taufik Tayo. The fifth report is by Adams Lazarus Tarfa. The sixth report is a petition by Ali, former Consult, Nigeria. The seventh report is a petition by employees of University of Calabar. The eighth report is a petition by Concerned Citizens for Justice and Accountability. The ninth report is a petition by His Royal Majesty Pere Godwin Aboyewa. The 10th report is a petition by McDowell Communications. The 11th report is a petition by Umeze Second Ama Isi Town Union. And the 12th report is a petition by Ita Essien and Associate. Mr. Speaker, I do move that this House do receive these 12 reports. I so move.
Brown, Deputy Chairman of the Committee.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Barrister, go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, my name remains Honorable Attorney Matthew Nwogu. I speak for the people of Abombise, Ngwapala Federal Constituency, and from Imo State. Mr. Speaker, I hereby stand and support all the reports as submitted by my chairman. I so support.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable Komoti, please proceed and lead the report. Honorable members, the first order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish Department of State Services Research and Development in the Department of State Services and for related matters. Standing in the names of Honorable Abbas Tajuddin and Honorable Daniel Asama. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 22nd April 2026. I will now invite Honorable Asama to move that the bill be read a second time. I think it's Honorable Waebe that will be standing in for Honorable Asama. So, Honorable Waebe, please go ahead.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Francis Ejirogane Waebe is my name, and I represent the entire people of Ugele North, Ugele South, and I'm from Delta State. I rise to move for the second reading of a bill for an act to establish the Department of State Services Research and Development in the Department of State Services and for related matters, HB 2716. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder, please? Honorable Komoti.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable members, Kwamoti Bitrus Laori, representing Jamsanum and Lamadre Federal Constituency. I stand to second as moved. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable Webe, can you give us a brief about this bill?
Yeah, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. This is an establishment bill. The aim is to go scientific in researching for security of our country as it is today. We know the challenges we are facing today as a country, and one of the things we need to deal with the security situation is good intelligence. And the need for scientific approach to this, to get intelligence using scientific methods, cannot be overemphasized. So this bill seeks to establish that Department of State's Service Research and Development Bureau, such that people will not be using colonial methods of waiting on a hearsay as information gathering, but a scientific method. It will help to coordinate and research, develop intelligence technologically, and then there will be established research centers across the country. I think this is exactly what we need to be able to combat a security situation in our country today. I want to plead for honorable colleagues to support this bill to go for second reading. I so plead, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Webe. I think it is self-explanatory. We just look for we just put the question, right? You want to make a comment? So make it brief, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Ameja Hababa is my name. I represent Chibok, Dambua, and Goza Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, permit me to start by commending you as a sponsor of this bill and co-sponsoring with Daniel Asama on this important bill. And the reason why I insisted to speak on this bill is because of the importance of this department. To the best of my knowledge, this is an intra-establishment bill where you are requesting an establishment of a research and development department as far as our services or security services is concerned. Sir, it's a public knowledge that advanced countries of the world advanced in intelligence gathering because of the rich nature, quality, and versatile research and development units. They don't rely on hearsaying, they don't rely on local gathering of information. They have a scientific way and methods of getting information when and wherever the need arises. And if we can observe carefully, the problem we have in our security system today is the issue of either inaccurate or wrong information about security situation in the country. The information that can be given by locals may not be precise, but any information that can be provided as a result of technology deployment, as a result of research and development, that particular information will be precise, and this is the exact work of the DSS as far as the security architecture is concerned. So if there is any place where research and development should be promoted as far as the security architecture is concerned, is our services. And I commend you for that, and I urge honorable members to give this bill expedited support and action so that we can pass it into law. It's going to be implemented today because this is exactly what we need in our current situation in this country, particularly about issue of securities. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Jaha. I think with this additional clarification and explanation, we can go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this bill go for second reading, say aye. Those against you say nay. That is have it. Clerk.
Right Honourable Speaker, honourable members, a bill for an act to establish the Department of State Services Research and Development in the Department of State Services and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee on National Security and Intelligence for further legislative action. The second order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish National Institute for Public Health and Infectious Diseases for the prevention, research, diagnosis, control, and management of infectious diseases in Nigeria for related matters. Standing in the names of Honorable Abbas Tajuddin and Honorable Amobi Oga Godwin. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 2nd December 2025. I now invite Honorable Oga to move that the bill be read a second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, the People's Speaker, and my dear colleagues. My name is Honorable Amobi Godwin Oga. I represent Nigerians through the good people of Isukwa Ato and Umunnochi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon for second reading of a bill for an act to establish the National Institute for Public Health and Infectious Diseases, Zaria, and for other related matters. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Dr. Patrick.
Thank you, the Honorable Speaker. My name is Dr. Patrick Omo. I represent the entire people of Ikorekbene, Esienudim, Obodoka Afido constituency. I'm a proud son of Akwa Ibom State. I rise to second the motion, ably moved by my friend and brother, Oblamo Bioga. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable Oga, can you expatiate on this bill for members to be able to make an objective decision?
Thank you, the People's Speaker, and my dear colleagues. My name still remains Honorable Amobi Godwin Oga. I represent Nigerians through the good people of Isukwa Ato and Umunnochi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues, permit me to lead this debate on the general principles on the National Institute for Public Health and Infectious Disease, Zaria Establishment Bill, ably sponsored by the People's Speaker, Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, PhD, and myself. You will recall that this bill was read for the first time in this hollow chamber on 2nd December 2025. This bill seeks to provide a legal framework to the National Institute for Public Health and Infectious Diseases, Zaria, which currently operates under an executive fiat. You would recall that Mr. President recently approved the upgrade of the Leprosy and Tuberculosis Training Center, Zaria, to a full-fledged institute for public health and infectious diseases. The upgrade forms part of the federal government's broader health sector renewal investment initiative, aimed at strengthening national capacity to prevent, detect, and respond to public health threats. The institute will address gaps in Nigerian health security architecture, leveraging existing infrastructure and expertise in Zaria. My respected colleagues, the rationale behind this bill is both timely and compelling as outlined. 1. Nigeria continues to face recurring outbreaks of infectious diseases such as Lassa fever, cholera, and other emerging pathogens. These challenges expose gaps in surveillance, rapid response, and coordination across the health system. The bill responds to the urgent need for a centralized and legally empowered institution to coordinate national preparedness and response to public health and emergencies. The proposed institute will lead outbreak responses, reduce mobility and mortality, and mitigate socioeconomic disruptions arising from such crises. There is also a growing need to align Nigeria's health security framework with international health regulations and global best practices, including cross-border diseases control and collaboration with global health bodies. Finally, my dear colleagues, the establishment of this institute will enhance research surveillance, training, innovations, and local capacity in vaccine development, diagnostics, and therapeutics areas that are critical for national self-reliance in healthcare. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, the post-COVID-19, Lassa fever, diarrhea, and emerging zoonotic diseases underscores the urgent need for a specialized facility focused on diagnostics, vaccine research, clinical trials, and outbreak response. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues, this bill is not just about establishing another institution, but to strengthen Nigeria's health security architecture and safeguarding the lives and well-being of our citizens. This bill seeks to essentially provide a comprehensive legal and institutional framework to ensure that Nigeria is better equipped to prevent, detect, and respond to infectious diseases threats. I therefore urge my respected colleagues to support this bill, be read and for second time and referred to the relevant committee for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Oga, for such an elaborate explanation. Honorable colleagues, we are well enlightened concerning the intents of this bill. It is not for establishing an agency, it is already established. It is only to provide the framework within which the agency will operate effectively. So we go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this bill go for second reading, say aye. Those against you say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish the National Institute for Public Health and Infectious Diseases for the prevention, research, diagnosis, control, and management of infectious diseases in Nigeria and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee on Infectious Diseases for further legislative action. The third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Counseling in Nigeria and provide a framework for the regulation, standardization, and development of the counseling profession in Nigeria and ensure excellence and professionalism in the practice of counseling and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable O.K. Chinda, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 6 March 2026. I now invite Honorable Chinda to move that the bill be read a second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, for yielding the floor to me. My name is Kingsley Chinda. I represent Obiakpo Federal Constituency from Rivers State. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to move the motion for the second reading of a bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Counseling in Nigeria and provide a framework for the regulation, standardization, and development of the counseling profession in Nigeria and ensure excellence and professionalism in the practice of counseling and for related matters, HP 1986. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I so move.
Any seconder? Honorable George, you want to support your co-leader?
Yes. Thank you.
Do it emphatically.
Thank you, Mr. Yes, Mr. Speaker. It's only two of us that are here, so I had to. My name is Honorable George Ibezima Kozodinobi. I represent the good people of Njikoka and Ocha Dunukofia Federal Constituency. I'm from Anambra State, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my very dear leader, Kingsley Chinda. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is of it. Honorable Chinda, do you want to give additional explanation concerning the objectives
Mr.
of this
Speaker,
particular
just
bill?
very briefly, I submitted a synopsis of this bill to honorable members, and I will want to adopt all the contents and arguments as contained in the synopsis as my arguments, and just to say that it's an establishment bill, and urge my dear colleagues to support the second reading of this bill. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, honorable colleagues. So we go ahead and put the question. After all, is an establishment bill. We have already precedents concerning matters that have to do with establishment bills. So those in support of this bill should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is of it. Clerk.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Counseling in Nigeria and provide a framework for the regulation, standardization, and development of the counseling profession in Nigeria, and ensure excellence and professionalism in the practice of counseling and for related matters. Second reading.
Thank you. This bill is referred to the Committee on Commerce for further legislative action. The fourth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, Cap A12 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to make provision for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture, Oroma Etiti, Anam, Anambra State, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Peter Anikwe. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 22nd April 2026. I now invite Honorable Anikwe to move that the bill be read a second time. Is Honorable Peter on the floor? No? He's not around, so this bill is stepped down by the leave of the House. The fifth order of the day is a motion on the need to restore suppressed state constituency 2 Afia of Benue State, standing in the name of Honorable Solomon Wombo. Honorable Wombo is invited to move the motion.
Your Excellency, the Speaker of the House, my dear colleagues, my name is Solomon Wombo. I represent the people of Kasnala, Okom, Logo Federal Constituency from Benue State. The motion is on the need to restore suppressed state constituency of Okom 2, Afia of Benue State. The House knows that pursuant to Section 91, Section 112, 113 and 115 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, a State House of Assembly shall consist of 3 or 4 times the number of seats the State has in the House of Representatives and shall be divided to reflect nearly equal population. The House also notes that in appeal number CA...
Honorable Aminu Jamo, can you sit properly, please? Can you sit properly?
Thank you.
Go ahead, Honorable Wombo.
The House also notes that in appeal number CA MK CS 257-2022, delivered on 5th December 2025, the Makurdi Judicial Division of the Court of Appeal declared that the continuous composition of the Benue State House of Assembly with 29 members is unconstitutional and inconsistent with Section 91 and 112 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. Aware that the court further ruled that the failure to conduct elections into the restored state constituency of Ukum 2, Afia, of Benue State, following the National Assembly approval pursuant to Section 115 of the Constitution, is unconstitutional. Concerned that the non-conduct of elections into the affected constituency amounts to denial of constitutional rights of the electors to vote, be voted for, and enjoy adequate representation in the Benue State House of Assembly. Disturbed that failure to give effect to the said judgment may undermine constitutional governance, rule of law, the supremacy of the Constitution as provided under Section 1, subsection 1 and 3. Cognizant of the constitutional oversight responsibility of the House of Representatives to ensure provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria are adhered to, the House resolves to urge the Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, to comply fully and expeditiously with the judgment of the Court of Appeal in Appeal Number CA MK CS 257-2022 to conduct elections into the restored state constituency of Ukum 2, Afia, Benue State. Also urge the House to transmit a certified true copy of this resolution to the Chairman of INEC, Attorney General of the Federation, and the Governor of Benue State for necessary action. Lastly, mandate the Committee on Electoral Matters, in conjunction with INEC, to ensure the implementation of the judgment, identify compliance challenges, legal or administrative, and report within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Thank you, Your Excellency and colleagues. I so move.
Honorable Ayuba.
Your Excellency, the Speaker, House of Representatives, my brother, my name is Prince Ayuba Aboki Zaku Dampar, member representing Ukari Ibbi. I'm from Tarawa State. Your Excellency, I'm standing here to second the motion moved by my friend. So, second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye.
Point of order.
Those against should say nay.
Point of order.
Point of order.
Mr.
We
Speaker.
already put the question. Why did you not raise up your hand earlier?
Sorry, I want the motion to be seconded before, because I want to have an amendment to the motion, to the prayer. I don't know if it's possible.
So let it be seconded first, and then if you have an amendment, we can take it. Okay. Because this is the first leg of the motion.
All right. All right, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
It has been seconded already. Okay. You don't need to raise a point of order. You can just raise up your hand to make an amendment. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Sani Egida Ibrahim, representing Ajakuta Federal Constituency. This motion is of interest to me because my constituency is also affected, and looking at the prayer, it is specifically narrowed to Benue State, and it's a constitutional matter. I wish that the second, number 2 prayer there should place specific about the constitutional deprivation of other federal constituency who has actually been suppressed like his. Ajakuta Federal Constituency is currently having only 1 seat instead of 2 or 3 from my constituency. And by the section of the Constitution of 91, 112, 113, and 115, provide that every federal constituency should have minimum of 3 state seats of assembly or 4, as the case may be. So in the prayer, having stated all the constitutionality, he only mentioned the court judgment. I wish that he stated there that this motion should also look at the compliance of INEC to the constitutional provision, so that it can also cover the other federal constituencies that have this challenge, like mine.
Honorable, I don't know you are putting too many amendments into one.
Okay, sir. The prayer number 2, sir. I wish, having said, also urge the House to transmit the true copy of resolution of the, no, sorry. The amendment is on the prayer 1, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I want the prayer to look like this. Urge the Independent National Electoral Commission to comply fully and expeditiously with the judgment of the Court of Appeal number so, to conduct election in the restored state constituency of Koshima, and also compel the INEC to comply with the provision of Section 91 of the Federal Constitution of Nigeria, 1999 as amended.
This is the amendment he wants effected. Is there anyone who wants to second this? Is there anyone who feels that there is the need for such amendment to be made? You don't have a seconder. So your amendment is dead on arrival.
Yeah. Mr. Speaker, I want to rely on your cover, sir. I take your cover.
Pardon?
So please.
You are seconding. You are seconding his amendment. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. The Right Honourable Speaker, distinguished
But
Honourable
you are
colleagues.
seconding him as Honourable Halims, not the acting House Leader, Abi?
I am from Kogi State and I represent the marvelous people of Ankpa Omalola Federal Constituency. I really want to second this very important amendment because it affects almost all those depressed constituency, and in view of that, this amendment was allow the House to inform the INEC to deal with
Honourable
all those
Halims, you
suppressed
should know our rules better than anyone.
No.
When you are seconding, you are not supposed to make any explanation.
It is an amendment.
You
Yes.
are seconding. You
I am
stick to
seconding his amendment.
seconding the motion. Only.
Yes, I'm seconding.
But you don't
his
need to explain
amendment.
anything.
I'm seconding his amendment.
Thank you. Thank you. So, honourable colleagues, we put the question.
All
Those
of you
in
must say
support
aye.
of this amendment should say aye.
Aye.
Those against should say nay. The ayes have it.
Yes, have it, yes.
So, those in support of this motion should say aye.
Aye.
Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Electoral Matters for further legislative action. The sixth order of the day is a motion on the need to strengthen the repatriation, rehabilitation, and reintegration of trafficked Nigerians from Mali and other West African countries, standing in the name of Honorable Tolulupe Akande Shadipe. Honorable Shadipe is invited to move the motion.
Right Honourable Speaker, my honourable colleagues, my name is Honourable Tolulope Akonde Shadipe, and I represent Oluyole Federal Constituency in Oyo State. I wish to present a motion on the need to strengthen the repatriation, rehabilitation and reintegration of trafficked Nigerians from Mali and other West African countries. The House kindly notes that the trafficking of Nigerian girls and young women to Mali and other West African countries, especially for sexual exploitation and forced labor, is on the rise at an alarming rate. Also note that the trafficking of adults has persisted for over a decade despite the efforts of the federal government of Nigeria through the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP. Adult traffickers now aware of the risk, have diverted their attention to children as young as 10 years old. Most alarming is that these children are often sold to brothels or organ traffickers. Further note that reports from humanitarian organizations, including the National Council of Child Rights Advocates of Nigeria, NACRAN, indicate that hundreds of Nigerian minors remain trapped in Mali and neighboring countries under extremely exploitative conditions. Aware that many of these victims were either kidnapped or lured from Nigeria under false promises of legitimate employment. Also aware of the humanitarian collaboration between NACRAN, NAPTIP, the most recent past Minister of Foreign Affairs, the House Committee on Humanitarian Services, and other partners, which recently led to the successful rescue and repatriation of several underage Nigerians from Mali. Many of these victims, who were internally displaced upon arrival in Nigeria, have since been reunited with their families through the efforts of the House Committee on Humanitarian Services. Recognize that effective repatriation and reintegration requires a multi-agency approach involving medical and psychosocial support, vocational empowerment, and sustainable reintegration programs to prevent re-trafficking. Hence, the need to assess the effectiveness of ongoing repatriation, rehabilitation, and reintegration programs for rescued victims. Concerned that despite Nigeria's international commitments under the Palermo Protocol, the Convention of the Rights of the Child, and the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child, coordination gaps, inadequate funding, and bureaucratic delays continue to hinder the timely rescue and repatriation of trafficked Nigerian citizens. I kindly urge the House to resolve as follows. Urge the Federal Ministries of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction and Foreign Affairs, as well as NAPTIP, to develop a comprehensive repatriation and reintegration framework for Nigerian victims of human trafficking in line with global best practices. Also urge the Federal Ministry of Works to allocate special intervention funding for the repatriation, rehabilitation, and empowerment of trafficked girls, Nigerian girls, in the 2027 budget estimates. Sorry. No, that's an error in the people who prepared the... It's not works. Women, yes, it's Women Affairs. So, also urge the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs to allocate special intervention funding for the repatriation, rehabilitation, and empowerment of trafficked girls in the 2027 budget estimates. Mandate the Committee on Humanitarian Services to collaborate with the Committees on Diaspora, Foreign Affairs, and Justice to conduct a comprehensive investigation into the current status of Nigerian girls trafficked to most especially Mali and other West African countries. Identify challenges hindering coordination amongst the relevant ministries, departments, and agencies involved in combating human trafficking, and recommend policy reforms to strengthen interagency cooperation and save our underage children urgently. Thank you. I so move my motion.
Any seconder? Hi, my namesake. I cannot resist. You have to be the one to second.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Abbas Adigun is my name, and I represent the people of Ibadan, Southeast, Northeast Federal Constituency. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I like to second this very important motion moved by my honorable colleagues from Oluyole Federal Constituency, Ibadan, Oyo State. I so second. Thank you, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Humanitarian Services, Diaspora, Foreign Affairs, and Justice for further legislative action. The seventh order of the day is a motion on restoration of... The seventh order of the day is a motion on restoration of suppressed state constituency of Konshisa 2, Shangefe of Benue State. I thought we have taken this. Oh, this one is another different one. It's different. Of Benue State, standing in the name of Honorable Sesu Ikpaga. Honorable Sesu is invited to move the motion. Is Honorable Sesu around? He's not around. This motion is stepped down by the leave of the House. Honorable colleagues, I'm pleased to announce the membership of the conference committee to look at the Alva Ikoku University of Education Establishment Bill, which is before the House and the Senate. And this conference committee will be chaired by Honorable Felix Nweke. Other members of the committee include Honorable Isa Ambarura, Honorable Usman Zamal, Honorable Shola Fatoba, Honorable Kelechi Ofebu, Honorable Daladi Aguye. Please, you should spring into action immediately so that we can be able to reconcile areas of differences between our version and that of the Senate. The acting leader of the House, please can you move for the House to adjourn to Tuesday of next week?
The Right Honourable Speaker, distinguished honourable colleagues, having had a very perfect session for this week, and today being Thursday, the end of the session, I hereby move that the House do adjourn to Tuesday next week, same time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The leader of the minority, please, can you second?
My dear colleagues, Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion that the House do stand adjourned. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is it. House has adjourned to sitting to Tuesday next week, 11 a.m. as usual.